Yo, 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 what up? It's your boy. Man, listen, B. I got a topic to talk to you guys about. I'm leaving Home Depot. I don't know if you guys can see that over there. But I had to pick up some supplies. I'm going back to the motherfucking pump out, man. My pump stopped working just while it was about to, just when I was around done. But I had to pick up some stuff. All right, I made a video yesterday, and what's interesting is that I got phone calls immediately. I guess people are watching and hearing what I'm saying. Don't get offended, first of all. If I, gave you some information and to set you, to get things going, don't get offended. If I'm upset, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? But besides that, man, it's still all good, man. You know what? I understand life throws challenges your way and it throws obstacles. Listen, I know all about that, but just keep a motherfucker informed. Hey, Pete, this didn't happen because so-and-so. Or, Pete, you wanna help me out with the insurance so we can get shit going? But don't get fucking offended because I said what I said. If you keep me in the loop and you keep me informed on what's going on and why it's taking so long or why they, blah, 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 just keep a motherfucker informed. I said it to say, the same way I'm saying it now, that's the way I said it to them. But, let's keep it real though, man. Keep a motherfucker in the loop. Coffee. Man, I stayed up a little late last night submitting bids, man. I submitted this huge bid and motherfucking it was a property where I did like a 21 board ups, a garage board up. It was a massive job. For me anyway, because I did it with my brother and a helper, and then the rest I did it myself. But I put a bid in, and the bid was at 30. They approved some of it. They didn't approve the whole shit. The house is burnt on the second floor, right? It was burnt on the second floor. There's water damage throughout the whole house. There's mold throughout the whole house. And they approved only one area. One small area. A 10 by 10 area. But meanwhile, there's, there's already mold growth there. The carpets have been saturated it took me a month to get a response back from the banks. It took a month, right, to get my client's client to respond. To get the approval to shut the fucking water off. So the water's gushing in there non-stop. So that took a month. And then, and it took me, it took me a lot of time to get this bid in. And they was like, oh, man, the numbers are fucking beautiful, man. We like your numbers. And I'm like, yeah, the numbers that I'm giving you is the numbers you gave me to work with. So it was at $30,000, and then that's not including the labor. I estimated at 4 guys for 4 days, and then 2 40-yard containers. So that took some time. But anyway, it is what it is. I guess I think I'm gonna call them in a bit, asking them, exactly what is it that why they approved this much and not the whole thing. Because quite frankly, I don't want to be going to these houses come spring. If there's something I can do now, I want to do it now. But come spring and come summer, man, when that thing is like, full of fucking mold, I really am not going to go in, man. I'm just going to take like 2 pictures. You're not going to get thorough pictures from me. I'm just saying. But, what else? I want to talk to my subscribers about third parties and about this industry, man. I want people to start reaching out to either to me, Charles King, my boy Mel Metrics, capital preservation, or even extreme cleaning, you know, yo, reach out to us, man. You know, we'll put you on the right path. But when it comes to getting into this industry and doing the right thing, you know. But what I'm seeing is that third parties are out there, full-fledged on some real scandalous thieving shit, man. I was on a website on Facebook actually, and there was they was having a conversation that, you know, it had close to so many comments, man. I don't even remember how many comments it had, but it had a lot of fucking comments. And I'm just reading about contractors not paying other contractors, you know, like third parties not paying the labor. You know, and that shit really set me off, man, you know, because we're out here hustling. I don't know what the circumstances was, but when somebody does something, you should fucking pay them, you know, unless you have a written agreement. Listen, you're not getting paid until we are, you know, until we get a quality check. We QC it, and if we see anything wrong, you need to go back and correct it, and then we'll pay you, you know. But straight up not paying people and making excuses for not paying them is fucking disgusting. It is sick, man. And then you just cut communication off, and then it's like all lines are, you know, there's no communication whatsoever, and you just straight up shitting on people, and fucking then you going shopping and buying, you know, shit, while a motherfucker that did all the work for you is, you know, struggling to pay his own fucking bills. Yo, man, on some real shit, I dare anybody. I fucking mean that. I dare anybody to do that shit to me, man. I don't give a fuck where you at or who you are. I am personally gonna check you and kick your motherfucking ass. And trust me, there's more ways to beat a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, if I feel like I can't get you down, I'm gonna bring a fucking bat. And if a bat ain't good enough, I'm gonna bring something else to you. But when you got motherfuckers working hard, and you got a fucking tab up to 40s or 50s and $60,000, and you're not paying a motherfucker, man, listen, fuck the courts, straight up, you know. And this is what we gotta start doing, though. We gotta start shutting, in order to prevent this from happening, we gotta start shutting people down. We gotta stop taking work from third parties that they make you wait 30 or 3 weeks, you know, 30 days or 21 days, and they make you wait all that time for your money, you know. If you give somebody work, you should be able to pay them straight up, and that's it, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I received some real fucking crazy emails over the winter. We're still in winter. We still got about 4.5 weeks of winter left. But as you can see, I'm in my t-shirt, you know. Oh yeah, I have to go back to fucking Old Navy and buy me like 5 more shirts of these. I love these shirts, especially this color. I think it's my color. Nah, but I gotta get uniforms, man. You know, decent matching shirts too for my guys. But yeah, man, it's disturbing, man. But anyway, let's go back to the emails that I received. You know, oh, we got so many work orders, so many work orders. You know, we need help with our snow removals. You know, we got about 40 in your area. Listen to this. We got 40 in your area, and we're giving you $15 out of each one. Why are you gonna give me $15 when I know from the people I work with, you're looking at $50, $75. So why are you gonna give me 15 when it's actually 55 or 50 or 75? You know, that's the shit that I'm talking about, the greedy fucking third parties, you know? And then they expect you to go out there to do the work, and then they want to make you wait 21 to 30 days for that bullshit $15. I call that shit toilet paper money. That's just wipe my ass money with. Fuck you and them snow removals and them $15 fucking prices. Go eat a dick. Another one was that inspections. I got an email from another company asking me to do inspections. You know, first they sent me a list. The inspections was priced at $50 to $75, and then if it was a rush, it was $120 something. So I'll go and, you know, I'm like, all right, man, we good. We're set right now. So I jump through the hoops. I go and do all this shit. I get a phone call and say, okay, are you ready? I was like, yeah. And then they say, okay, did you receive the pricing? I was like, yeah. They was like, are you sure? Because I didn't send it to you. I was like, you got good numbers. Oh, you do? We got the good numbers? Yeah. And I was like, well, so, you know, just refresh my memory to see if we were on the same page. I was like, what are you paying per inspection? Oh, we're paying $3 for exterior and $8 for interior. I was like, that's not what I got. That's not the email I received with the pricing. She goes, what pricing you got? I was like, I'll forward it to you. I forwarded it to her. She called me back. She goes, oh, no, that's a misunderstanding. That's not for you. That was for us. I was like, wait, so those are the numbers you're getting, and you're offering me 3 for exterior and 8 for interior? She was like, yeah, well, you got to understand that we have to pay processing. Well, processing. I'm doing the fucking processing. I'm doing all the fucking writing. I'm doing all the fucking driving. You know, it's some disturbing shit. You know, so be careful, man. You know, what I say is right now, man, straight off the bat, you know, grass cutting season is already on us. My homeboy is getting a bunch of grass cut work orders, you know, and we're in, I don't know what today is, the 28th, I think, of February. He's already getting grass cut orders. I have yet to receive one. I got a bid approval to go and do a landscape jobs, you know, and all that stuff. You know, so, you know, the season is definitely coming up on us, and it's coming up on us fast. But what I want to tell you guys is, man, you know what? Instead of lining these motherfuckers, third parties with money, you know, lining their pockets with money, and you motherfuckers are out there doing grass cuts for $12, $20, you know, $25, $30. Cut that shit out. Fuck that. You know? Go and work directly for a fucking national. Find some fucking money. Go and hustle, B, and get this money. But stop putting money in other people's pockets that don't give a fuck about you or your family. Because it's disgusting, man. You know, we all got kids to feed. You know, we got bills to pay. We gotta live. You know what I mean? So why should we work for slave labor? That's what I look at, is slave labor. You know, no fucking $12 grass cuts, no $15 grass cuts, $15 snow removals, fucking, you know, all this other dumb shit, fucking $10 lock changes, $15 lock boxes, fucking $5 padlocks. You know, these are the prices from a third party that I know off the top of my fucking head. You know, $16 per cubic yard to remove it. You know how much we're paying at the dump, man, when we bring it in by tonnage? You know, if you got over a certain amount, man, you're paying big boy bucks. So why are you giving us little fucking crumbs, you know, little boy pennies, you know? So anyway, man, so my advice to you guys that are starting out right now, or that have started and don't know how to, you know, get off of these fucking third parties. What I say is, man, if you're working for one, you know what? Good, keep that money coming in, you know, but go and work directly for fucking national, and then just drop them, man, because you know what? They don't give a fuck about you. You know, they don't give a fuck about your problems. They don't care about your family. They don't care about none of that. I'm only speaking out of experience, and the shit that I've seen, it just, you know, it tears me up in the inside, man, because we can all be working together, and then you got a bunch of fucking, you got a bunch of motherfucking mills. That's what I want to call them. Work order mills. They're just pushing work orders and having motherfuckers work sun up to sundown just to make a bullshit $300 a day, knowing that if you were a third party and if you're working hard and you're doing your allowables and if you're doing, you know, what they ask you to do, you know, you can easily make 3 times that. And that's some real shit. So why give all that money to a motherfucking third party? You know, like I believe in doing what's right, man. You know, that's why I said yesterday when I'm putting some vendor packets together. You know, I'm gonna be a true 20% third party, man. Like that's all I'm taking. I don't need no more than that. You know, I need to. I definitely have to pay my processors. You know, I pay what is it? Almost $150 for PPW a month, and then my processors, they're charging me $6 per work order. So, that should be 20% should be more than enough for anybody. But these motherfuckers are taking 60, 70% off the top and giving you the rest. So if you're doing $100 grass cut and they give it to you for 25, do the motherfucking math, man. You just got robbed for $75. And imagine that if you're doing big lots all damn day, you're cutting grass all damn day and they're all big lots. And you're doing it at 25 a pop. Do the math, man. Do the math, man. I got robbed for 4 fucking years, and I'm not taking this shit no more, man. I hooked up with a national. I caught them at the tail end of the season, and I'm making it. I'm doing good, and I want people to understand that, if you hook up with a good company and they're treating you right, do right by them. But do not accept lowball prices. Do not get robbed, man. If cubic yardage, debris removals, you should be getting at least minimum 25. There's companies out there paying 60 per cubic yard, and that's some real shit. My boy, he's getting that. I just want you guys to realize that I'm only here, to inform you guys. I don't want to start no beef. I don't want to start no trouble. But I just want you guys to know what I know. To learn what I'm learning. And I'm learning as I'm going. I don't know it all. I'm just passing on the information. I shouted out some companies before that are just right now doing real bad, and they're doing shitty shit to people. And I think it's real fucked up. So take it from me, man. If you're working for a third party, keep that money coming in and find a way to drop them. Unless they're treating you good. If they're treating you good, stay with them, man. But I got straight up beef with third parties, especially people that are out there robbing people. That's some sucker shit, man. Oh, we gotta get paid for our time. Yeah, we do. We all know everybody has to make money off of their time. But do you gotta rob somebody? You gotta stick them up on some gun hole shit? Like do the work. Oh, you ain't getting paid. So to all you motherfuckers out there that like robbing people, that like, slaving motherfuckers, keep in mind, man, you got motherfuckers out here like me that are ready to go and beat the shit out of you, man. Like, there's a couple people on my hit list. Like, I swear to God, I call it a hit list, but I'm not trying to kill anybody. That's the last thing I want to do. I don't want to spend the rest of my life in jail. I got kids to raise. I got little ones, and I want to see them grow up. But I don't mind taking probation. I will fuck you up, man. I can fight. So, stop robbing people, man. But anyway, my beef was with them, man. There's a couple people out there that I hope to never cross paths with them, because I know once I do, I said it before, man, I ain't gonna do everything in my power to break every fucking bone in my hand and trying to attempt to just crush every fucking bone in their face. I'm not trying to kill them, though. So if this shit ever goes to court, I'm not trying to kill nobody. But I do want to hurt you. I don't want to nowhere close to a coma. I just want you to sit in the hospital for 2 weeks with a fucking jaw wide up like this while you fucking getting food through a fucking tube. Because you was a piece of shit. And you know who you are, man. Let's just leave it at that. But yeah, man, just do right by people, man. So if you guys are out there, figure it out fast, man, and start making some serious money, man. Stop getting robbed, because these people don't care about you, man. Unless you have a good relationship, unless somebody else can contradict me and say, oh no, man, we got some real good people, and then I'll shut the fuck up. But I highly doubt that. I'm pretty sure there's people in this industry, being good, being righteous, but There's people out here just solely finding ways to charge you back, finding excuses not to pay you. You know, oh, we didn't get a picture of the poop in the fucking closet. You know, so fine. You know, don't give them any excuses so you can get your money, but just learn the ways, man, and keep it moving. You know. But anyway, I'm at my job. I gotta finish up this pump out. I gotta figure out what's going on with my pump because it stopped pumping. So I'm just gonna try to get this shit done today. I also bought this piece.